welcome back to my channel. This is Dom, and time for a long overdue update on what I've been up to in the wonderful world of wargaming and painting and modelling and all that sort of shindigs. So yeah, it's been, well, I think 3 weeks since I did an update, that's really because real life has just got in the way. Been busy, work's been busy, family's been busy, which is most important. Should be most important, I think, in everybody's life. Certainly is in mine. Also, I had a birthday, yada yada yada. Just been great, actually been really good. Really enjoyed the last few weeks. Not so much modelling or gaming or painting, because just real life has taken over. So I like to do this when I've got 2 or 3 things to talk about in terms of painting projects. So because it's ramped up a bit in the last week or so, I thought that I have enough here to do an update. So without further ado, let's have a look at what I've been painting. So next up, these are 4 French, well, they call them French officers. I think they're probably more ADCs. These are 15mm Napoleonics from Magister Militarum. I've got a few of their figures. They're simple sculpts. I don't mean that in a bad way. They're nice enough. They paint up well and do the job, certainly for 15mm figures. And you can never have too many officer types or NCO types in your force. So there's 2 guys with telescopes, 2 with sort of I guess orders on paper, messengers to pass out to the different commanders. I'll keep them simple because that's how I like it, and they'll be ready to see the table sometime soon, probably playing General d'Armée. So as I mentioned before on the channel, I'm planning to attend Tim Napoleonic Wargaming's Napoleonic get-together in a couple of weekends in Derby at Boards and Swords. And I've decided I'm going to take my Swedish force along just because I love the Swedes. And as I was doing the army list for it, because it's a pointed event, although it's not a competition, it's just so that everyone comes with roughly the same sort of quantity of troops. I thought I'd put in some pioneers or engineers into my formation, and looking around on the interwobble, found that Eagle Miniatures do Swedish pioneers stroke engineers, so I picked up some of those. Now I have to say, I've said this a few times with Eagle Miniatures, they do some lovely stuff, but some of their older stuff is a little bit lacking, shall we say, and I think some of these are definitely in that category. You know, they come out okay, but the detail, the definition on the faces particularly is not very good. They're a little funny scale, size-wise. They're definitely on the smaller side. But, you know, they're going to be engineers, and short of buying the French ones and chopping off the heads and buying some heads and elsewhere, this was the easy option. So, anyway, there's a couple of sections, I guess, of engineers to go with my Napoleonic Swedish army. So next up, this is well, that special unit that Warlords put out some time ago, 28mm Napoleonic French formation called, I think it was the back was called Vive l'Empereur, and it's sort of a very characterful group of hodgepodge of supposedly prisoners of war that have escaped and going around causing or taking out their vengeance on the Spanish in the Peninsular War. Just wonderful sets. They're really full of character. Beautiful sculpting on them with all kinds of accoutrements and things hanging off their backpacks, you know, even pigs coming out and that sort of thing. Really good. There's a French version, which is this one, and an English version, which you'll see in a bit, which I've done. I just love doing these. They're great fun. They're done with the Warlord. They were made with the Warlord resin, which I like as well. I think it holds the sculpt really nicely. In theory, you're supposed to be able to paint without doing an undercoat. I've not been that brave yet to do it, but I've done these guys as basically 2 strips, so 2 different formations there, so they can go into line, but primarily, you know, if you're playing French in black powder, you put them in column. That's what you do. So yeah, great fun to do, really enjoyed it, despite the fact I don't like the French. I could see me using this formation on the table, because it's going to be wonderfully characterful. So there you go, that's that done. So I did a separate video on these, but I'll include them here for completeness more than anything else. So these are the first of the epic Hannibal figures that I've painted up, kindly sent to me by Warlord Games. I haven't done a sort of unboxing or anything because so many people have done those sort of things, so I just thought I'd crack on and paint them. So I've done a little video talking about how I painted them and also the history, and to a degree how they play in Hail Caesar, which if you're interested in you can access via this link here. But for this video, these are 7 bases of Numidian cavalry and 6 bases of Numidian infantry already. Painted very simply, largely undercoat, one coat, and then a light wash over the top, and then based using Vallejo. I think it's called mud, some kind of mud, but it's very much the sandy, lighter coloured one, which I think works very well for the sort of semi-arid and indeed arable, desert environment that the Numidians found themselves in most often. So there you go, more done. And then finally for now, I've done the Warlord special box of British infantry, Peninsular infantry. Now, these are the accompaniments to the Vive l'Empereur French set. And this is supposed to represent a unit of sort of ragtag sort of bits from different units all coming together to form a sort of company or battalion of detachments. And it has some interesting little special rules if you play back powder. Again, Warlord resin, just like the French ones, great fun to do. So many bits and bobs on them, and you know, bits of vegetables and pans and all sorts that hanging off their backpacks. Even a pig. One guy's got one under his front shirt, and there's one with it coming out the backpack. I just think it's brilliant. I've done them on 6 to a base, basically so that I can expand them out into line, which, you know, being British, they should be in line as much as possible. And I've just gone to town with different, you know, regiments and what have you, which is just part of the fun of this unit. There's even a guy in the back there with a lady's bonnet on, which of course I had to paint pink. Yeah, so great fun. Really nice unit, thoroughly enjoyed doing. Yeah, I'm not sure whether I'll play the special rules with it very often, but it'll look good on the tabletop. So very pleased with how they came out. So yeah, enjoying those Warlord resin special figures, the black powder ones. I think really good fun to paint up. Really enjoyed, and you know, I'm not a painter, as you know, so I just paint to get them on the table. But also a bit of a collector, if I'm honest. So, anyway, as I mentioned, it was my birthday, and that means that my sort of drought of buying things is well and truly over. Some of the stuff I bought for myself using money I was given, and some of it I was given. So let's look at some of the stuff I was given. My mate Nick sent me down, he's up in Malvern area, and he sent me down some books. We always exchange books over our birthday, which is great. So he sent me Al Murray Command book, How the Allies Learned to Win in the Second World War, which looks a really interesting read. And also James Holland's The Savage Storm book, which obviously talks about the Battle of Italy, 1943. Again, a really interesting one. He also sent me campaign Sea Lion bolt action campaign book. Now I'm pretty sure I've got this one already, so I hope Nick doesn't mind, but I'll put it in the raffle for CrackCon. Also my lovely youngest daughter bought me some more Celts for my 28mm Hail Caesar formations. So these are Ancient Celtic Fanatic Command and Naked Warriors with Spears from Crusader. So how many are in there? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 6. So there's about 10 figures there. So I need a few more just to make up the unit, but that's absolutely fine. Talked about last couple of times ago, I think, about, well no, I talked about it when I was showcasing my Celtic army generally, where I was with it, that I was probably a bit short on cavalry, so I rectified that. Here's a box of about 30 light cavalry. There's some Old Glories in here, some Crusader, and what's the other ones? I can't remember what the other ones are, but anyway, there's about 30 of them in this box, which will keep me busy and probably will give me enough sort of lighter cavalry that I need. Oh, I also was bought, I can't get it out of the box, so I'll just show it there. Somebody bought me, this is Conflict 47, a Soviet T-34 ZP, one of those Weird War tanks, because you know I've got it out now. As you know, I'm working my way through an American army that I can use both in Second World War classic games and also Conflict 47. And I've been also adding a few vehicles as and when I've seen them for my Soviets, so I can convert what I've got in terms of Soviet 28mm into something I can use Weird War. And it sounds like, because Warlords have just recruited a couple of new bodies to their staff, that as well as Bolt Action 3, there's going to be a bit of a revamp of Conflict 47. Now I'm not into 40k, so I don't know, but apparently this guy who joined the staff is a bigwig, used to be a bigwig on 40k. Personally, I hope it doesn't head too far down the 40k route, because that would put me off considerably. But anyway, we'll see what comes out of it. So anyway, in the meantime, they're fun to do, and these models are great. They're standard Second World War tanks, but then they have an optional turret that you can put on for the Weird War stuff, which is kind of fun. So that's that. What else? Oh yeah, this is guilty pleasure and a half. This is, so in here, somebody was selling, obviously a failed project, a huge number of Perry Dutch-Belgian figures, and I've got a small brigade for my bolt action forces, and I thought this would be great to do some more, so I think I've got enough for another, I think it was about 4 battalions of infantry, maybe even 5 battalions of infantry, and some cavalry and some more guns to go. And he was selling them at like half price, and most of them hadn't even come out of the boxes. I unzipped them just to see what was in, just to make sure that everything was okay inside them. But some of them he'd obviously been through and sort of worked out what his units were going to be. But yeah, it's a lot of figures there for very little money, which was great. So I used some of the birthday money I had to buy them. Also, reaching over here, yeah, the project that hasn't happened yet but will happen is my Ottoman Napoleonic force. Yeah, that's a whole load of guns. So Perry's announced the Ottoman artillery were out, and they just look so damn good. I've ordered and bought, I think I've got enough for 2 batteries of heavy guns and 2 batteries of lighter guns in there. I will start this formation at some point. It's just taken me a while to get to the top of or just get motivated to do it, because I haven't got any real need to do it. So I'm just collecting the army at the moment, and then when I'm ready, I'll crack on with it. I was thinking I'd get on with that fairly soon, but something else popped into my queue, so to speak. So another box of stuff. Warlords very kindly sent me a whole load of sprues for the new epic Punic War which I'm really interested in. As you know, I like Hail Caesar very much as a rule system. I like the Epic system. So the two together is going to be really exciting. So this obviously has jumped a little bit further ahead in the priority. It's interesting doing a sort of small scale Hail Caesar and then a large scale doing the Gallic stuff at the same time is interesting. So I'll see how much I can keep motivated to do it. But you can see here I've snipped off a few. I've been working my way through Numidians and Carthaginian or Libyan heavy infantry. So far I've done, with a view to having some nice big battles of Punic Wars. So I think that's it in terms of purchases. As you see, the drought is well and truly over in terms of unbunging the wallet. I'm sure I've left something else out that I bought as well, but never mind. I've also bought some various paints and various other model supplies, which we always need all the time, don't we? Anyway, gaming wise, been some good games actually. We've Jono and I have continued our journey through General Dame 2. We did a game from the Peninsula book, actually was from the previous version of General Dame, which was fun. I think we're getting closer to the GDA 2 rules, judging by the comments. I had quite a few corrections. The first game we did, I think we were definitely playing version 1.5. I think we were probably 1.75 this time. But it was a fun game, really enjoyed it. We really enjoyed the system. And in fact, this Friday, I'm not sure when I post this, but this Friday, we're going to have another General Dame game. And I think the elusive Ken might appear. He said he's probably going to try and come down the club. I hope so. It'd be nice to see the old git. And Tony and Paul will be trying GDA 2 for the first time. So it'll be a bit of a sort of experience game. We've worked out, well, Jono did. He went through the various army lists and books, and he found, I think it's a Plakino 1815 battle, because Tony's got lots of Prussians and wanted to use his Prussians. So that'll be going up on the channel if it all records all right. And then in between that, Tony, myself, Paul and Jonathan had a really good fun game of Epic Pike and Shot, which I'll put a link up here. That was a real humdinger. I really enjoyed it. I worked out a scenario. I found a scenario for French against Imperials. Now, neither of us had French, but it didn't really matter, so we just substituted anything for anything. And it was one of those games. We've had a couple lately where both sides at various things said we haven't got a hope in hell of winning this, and actually it was a lot tighter than we expected it was going to be, and that to me is a good sign of a scenario. Tony and Paul played the French really quite well, and given that we'd also given them some advantages around defensive positions, which strictly speaking the rules don't give you, it made it a much more even fight. Otherwise it wouldn't have been an awful lot of fun. They basically had to hold long enough. I think just about towards the end we cracked them. Anyway, if you're interested, the video's here. And then saying this week we'll be playing another GDA 2 game, which I'm really looking forward to. So we'll see how that goes. So some good games. Also in a couple of weeks now, not this weekend, the weekend after, I'll be up in Derby for Tim Napoleon Wargaming's I've forgotten the name of the event, but it's a Napoleonic event, which I'm really looking forward to. I'm going to take the Swedes up. I've got my army worked out. You basically play 4 games over the 2 days, 600 points aside, but it's not a competition. It's just a fun thing. So I'm really looking forward to it, because it's nice just to play other people, and I do like my black powder, and 600 points on a 6x4 table is going to be fun. It's going to be bloody. So looking forward to that hugely. So if you're going, look forward to seeing you, and I'll give you an update. Don't know whether I'll film. I don't want to intrude on Tim's day, but I may just take some stills and show some of those from the day. But there you go. Anyway, I think that's enough for now. Thank you as always for those who get this far into the video. Really appreciate it. We always appreciate the support, and thanks to the channel members. I don't say that enough. I really appreciate those who sign up for that. Much appreciated. It's great to feel that people value the content. I will be back as soon as I can. As I say, I've got a number of videos around the epic Punic stuff planned. I'm also nearing having a massive epic pike and shot game. I was thinking about it when we were playing down the club with Tony and Paul, and I thought, you know what, I'd really, because we were talking about waves of troops, and I thought I could do a really good, you know, sort of waves of troops fighting down the table. So we'll see. I'll try and get that sorted out if I get a chance. If not, I might just bring out the Hail Caesar again and having a go at the Bruces in Ireland, because I haven't done that for a while. Anyway, so many choices, so little time. Anyway, stay safe, stay well, and I will see you again soon. This is Dom, signing out.